Hello and welcome to Peggy's Tropical Garden. Coming to you from the Florida Keys to share with you my Sansevieria collection. I don't know how I amassed so many Sansevieria, but I definitely have a thing for them. So we'll start in here, and then I'm gonna have to take you outside because I do have some in my garden, and then I have some that are too large actually to carry inside. Yes, I have two Sansevieria in fact that are over 6 feet tall. I'm not kidding. So anyway, I'm glad you're joining me. Let's get to the Sansevierias. Okay, I think the first Sansevieria I ever got was this Sansevieria Cylindrical that I purchased, I believe, from Lowe's. And as you can see, she's a big girl. She's really spreading out. She's so pretty. I love the coloration in this one. I really do. I keep her in my living room on a south-facing window. And she does quite well there. Every now and then I throw her some water and she's fine. So I think the last time I actually watered her, I can't even remember. It's probably been about a couple of months, but I am in South Florida, so we have a lot of humidity. All right, so moving on. Let's see, the best way to show you this is my Sansevieria Berger. And he's huge. He's a big one. If you don't have one of these plants, I can't even explain. This is the weirdest. It doesn't look like a Sansevieria. I have a lot of agave out in my garden, and I always want to call this one an agave because it's just not typical of a Sansevieria. These leaves are like solid. You cannot, I'm squeezing these. There's no indentation. I can't get them to go in at all. These leaves are hard. I mean, really hard. It's like squeezing a rock, really. But, and it does have sharp points, so it's probably not one that you would want around if you had young children. Fortunately, my dog, I have a miniature pinscher, and she does not bother my plants at all. But, yeah, so this is my Sansevieria Berger, and I actually picked this up locally at a nursery a while back. They're very slow growing, so it was about this size when I got it. But I love this plant. You know, if you know me, you know that I love all the odd plants, and this is definitely one that I consider odd, at least for a Sansevieria. So that's my Sansevieria Berger. So move these over and make a little space here. Next up is my Sansevieria Moonshine. You all, if you watch my videos, you know when I got this one and where. I purchased this one recently at Walmart, and there's 4 more of these that are this size, and they were all squeezed into one small pot. And I got them for $5. And I haven't stopped talking about Walmart and their Sansevieria since I got this plant. This was my score, and I'm like thrilled with it because I had been looking everywhere. These are not rare plants, but they seem to be hard to get. You don't find a lot of your nurseries carrying them, and you don't find them a lot in Home Depot and Lowe's, at least not in my area. So these are kind of coveted. I love them. And I think it's just that the coloration is so different. The pale green leaves. It's a beautiful plant. Next up is my Sansevieria Fernwood, and I think it's Mikado. Yeah, this was part of my haul that didn't go too well, but that's okay. I'm over it now. But I think it's a beautiful plant. And to me, it reminds me of a miniature of this one, except the blades have a curvature to them, and they're very slender. This again is one that I wouldn't say it's rare or anything, but it is a less common one. I've never seen this anywhere, and I absolutely love it. I don't know why it's not more popular. It should be. So Anyhow, love this little guy. I think we'll go with the Sansevieria Moonshine or the Starfish Sansevieria. This is another one that I haven't had that long, but this one seems to be growing like a weed. It does have the cylindrical shaped leaves. This top part is just getting taller and taller, going nuts. But I purchased this one at Lowe's. I think this is a really cool looking plant. Now I'm going to show you something that is not very common, and it's the Sansevieria Moonshine Mini. And as you can see, it's pretty cool looking, I think. Isn't that neat? It's one that I did purchase from a seller in Thailand because I saw this, and there were two in the pot. But I saw this and I just thought it was the cutest thing, and I knew I had to have it. I think that is adorable. So he doesn't get much bigger than this. I don't know why I call certain plants he and certain plants she. Maybe I'm just crazy. Do you do that? But for some reason, most of these are he's, but I never noticed that until now. But yeah, I think this is a really cool plant. They're not something that you see around readily available. Even on the internet, you don't see a lot of these, and they're kind of hard to find information on. I love this plant. This is the Moonshine Mini. So next up is, what's the Sansevieria collection without a whale fin? And man, I tell you what, I have serious whale fin envy. You see them, people showing up, and these things are huge. They're kind of, well, they are slow growing, so there's something you definitely have to be patient with. So when you see those really big ones, you know they've been around a while. I can't wait for this plant to get bigger. I'm sure that it would do much better if I put it outside because it's so humid and warm pretty much year round. But I just like looking at her. So I have her over here in my plant nook, and she gets light from the my grow lights and stuff. And a lot of people do get the Sansevieria and they say they can do any kind of light. Yeah, they can live in any kind of light, but like any plant, for them to thrive, they do need light. So if you want it to grow a little bit faster and have the nicest coloration possible and be as healthy as possible, you want to give them some light. I have to admit, I do have my moonshines over there are in an area that's not really well lit, and they're doing fine, but I switch them out periodically so that they can, you know, hopefully do a little bit better. If you're a Sansevieria lover, you're gonna want a whale fin in your life. Love it. Look at those colors. Isn't that beautiful? Nature definitely gives us some beauty. I'm just going to take you outside and show you my snake plant that is over 6 feet tall. Okay? So let's head on out. We'll start out here with my problem child, this Sansevieria trifasciata bandtail sensation. It's also known as a white Sansevieria, and this is such a beautiful plant. This isn't a good example of what this plant looks like because this is the one, yes, that had all the disease on it from that plant haul, the plant mail haul, and I've had to cut it and cut it and cut it, but it does look like it's finally going to make it. And as much as this plant upset me, I feel like I have a bond with this plant because I have worked so hard on it. I have treated this plant with everything. I've thrown everything at it. I just can't wait to see it grow and just be as beautiful as it can be. But I really wanted this plant. The other problem child is my Sansevieria Whitney that came from that same haul that, as you can see, it has ripped leaves. It was missing most of the leaves. It had black spot. I've been treating this one too. It's also been in quarantine. But again, such a shame because it is such a beautiful plant. I love the solid center and then the modeling along the margins, just so beautiful. I was so excited about this plant and so disappointed when it was messed up when it got here, but I think it's going to make it, at least what's left of it. And now I'll take you over here to this pot that has several different Sansevieria in it. And I'll start you off with my Sansevieria Black Star. I love this low-growing Sansevieria. And look at how the yellow and green are. It looks like the green is painted on to the plant. I love this one. I think that, you know, the colors are so vibrant. This plant is beautiful. I have several of these in this pot. These were originally in my outdoor fountain, and I pulled them to put in this pot. I had an idea of something I wanted to do. And also among these Black Star, as you can see under here, is some golden hanai. I don't know how to pronounce that, but you know what I'm talking about. But they are also low growing and very different looking, with the greenish gray and the yellow and then the dark green. Very beautiful plants. And also potted up in this bowl are these two Masoniana that my friend sent to me in my plant mill. You may have seen that video. And I just have them over here until they're just a little bit bigger, and I can put them in something and they'll have a little bit more presence. But now I guess I should show you my big girl. And I realize now it's going to be kind of hard to do this because it's going to be backlit. So you're not going to be able to see it really well, but at least you'll be able to see the height of this thing. So I actually can't take any credit for growing these Sansevieria. They were growing on the side of my shed. And the smaller ones that you saw in the pot are the ones that I found in the woods, that if you watch that when I was pulling pothos and things out of the wood, the smaller ones are those that I pulled from the woods. Okay, I'm going to go up on the steps, see, and that way you can see just how tall this is. And yes, they are over 6 feet tall. Isn't that amazing? I love these Sansevieria, and I have some in my house also. And now I'm going to take you out into my garden and show you my final Sansevieria, which I also found in the woods a few years ago. Over here it's some form of Sansevieria Cylindrical. I know that much, but I don't know which one exactly. But I found a small piece of this in the woods, and I've planted it, and now I have 3 sections of it. And this is another plant that I wouldn't mind sharing with some of my subscribers during the spring and summer. I just thought about it. I have another one of these that's quite large that I've had for a few years also, but I'm not going to worry about showing you that one. And here from the other side, you can see the other sections better. Let me show you. But yeah, it's growing pretty quickly. So like I said, I only want one piece of this, so I have several pieces to share with my subscribers. So that's about it for my Sansevieria collection. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch. Take care. Bye-bye.